There we go. Okay, so hi you guys. Hope we're staying safe and keeping up with all of your schoolwork. Today I'm going to do a review on a lot of the basic algebra stuff that we've talked about previously. Starting with a little bit of combining like terms, and then we'll kind of build on from there. Okay, so let me give you an example problem. All right, there we go. So I have x plus 4x plus 1. And then on the other side, I have 26. Okay? So it's my pretty easy algebra problem. I don't have parentheses in this one, but what I do have are two different kinds of terms. So I have my letters. So I have this x. I have this positive 4x right there. Okay, those are my x's. And I also have my regular numbers. And now I'm just looking at everything on this side. Because on the other side, I just have a 26, and that's simple, and I don't have to combine it with anything, okay? So on this side of my equation, what I would want to do is I want to combine like terms, meaning these guys, these are my x's, and they're in the same club, and we can combine them together because they're both x's. What invisible number would be in front of this guy? It would be a 1, right? So I have 1x plus 4x, 1 plus 4 gives me 5, so combined, or if I added them, I would get 5x, okay? And then there's nothing for this 1 to combine with, right? There's no other just regular numbers on this side of the equation. So you would just come down, and it would just be plus 1, okay? And then I still have the equals 26 on the other side of my equation, okay? That hasn't changed. And now this is a really easy algebra problem that we should all be familiar with, right? I just say, okay, I gotta get this letter on its own. First, I gotta get rid of the 1. Opposite of adding is subtracting. So I would subtract 1, which, if you'll remember, if I subtract 1 on this side, I have to do the same thing onto the other side. Otherwise, it's not equal. So we gotta subtract 1 over here. This goes away. This comes down. So I have 5x over here, and 26 minus 1 gives me 25, okay? Now my last step, if you'll remember, if there's a number and a letter right next to each other, they're being multiplied. The opposite of multiplication is division, okay? So I'm going to divide this side by 5. So, and if I want to keep these equal, divide one side by 5, have to do the same to the other, right? So I have to divide this side by 5, okay? This will cancel out, and all I'll have left is my x. And on the other side, 25 divided by 5 gives me 5. So that would be my answer, okay? So this is a really easy one. All I had to do was just combine my x's together. So I have to combine my like terms. I put everything that's in the same group together. So all of my x's, if I had y's, I would put all my y's together. If I had, x squared, I'd put them all together. We're not going to get into something that complicated. We're just going to stick with the basics. So if this makes sense, good, okay? I'm going to give you another example, and this time we're going to do it with some parentheses, okay? So, okay. So, let's go with green. Here's our new problem, our new example problem. This time, like I said, I'm going to throw in some parentheses. So we have 5 times negative 2x minus 7 plus 8x. And then on the other side, I have 145. Woo! Did that fit? Excellent. Okay. Now, I've seen some of you guys where you start by immediately dividing 5 out from both sides. If you understand that, go for it. You can do it that way if it makes sense. If you're like, what the heck are you talking about, Miss Forsty? Stick with me and let's just do this step by step, okay? Because if you do it this way, no matter what the numbers are, you always do it right, okay? So, first thing, hey, before I worry about this 5, all right, looking inside of my parentheses, what I want to do is I want to say, okay, is everything in these parentheses as simple as I can make it? And the answer is no, it's not, okay? Because I have my x's, I have this negative 2x right here. I have a regular number, negative 7, and then I have a positive 8x, okay? So what I'm going to want to do is I want to combine my x's together. So what I'm going to take is negative 2x plus 8x. Okay? Negative 2 plus 8 is the same thing as 8 minus 2. So that's going to give me 6x. So let's rewrite this, okay? So I have 5 times, and now these two, I combined them, and they've become 6x minus 7. That hasn't changed, close parentheses. And then I still have the 145 on the other side, okay? So all I did going from here to here, so I took my two terms that were x's and I smushed them together. I combined them, and that's how I got this 6, okay? So now I'm going to solve this just like before. If you want to divide out, you can, but otherwise we're going to distribute, okay? And what that means is I'm going to take this 5, and he's going to multiply with this term right here, and he's also going to multiply with this term right here, okay? So 5 times 6 is going to give me 30. So I would have 30x, okay? Don't forget the x. And then 5 times negative 7 is going to give me negative 35. So I'm going to add that right here, okay? And then on the other side of my equation, I still have that 145. All right? So now we're to a very basic algebra equation, just like from before, okay? And just like from before, our goal is to get this letter on its own. Opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'll add 35 to both sides right here. That's going to cancel out. This stays here, so I have 30x is equal to 180. My brain's moving a little slow. Okay, so I have 30x is equal to 180, all right? Last step, I want to get this x on its own. So I'm going to divide this by 30, which means I'm going to divide the other side by 30. Let's see. Whew, you can't really see it too well. Okay, there we go. All right, so that goes away. X is going to be equal to 180 divided by 30, which will give me an answer of 6. Okay? All right. Ta-da! So, hopefully, I'm sorry I had to move my phone up and down, but hopefully that helps. So, yeah, my answer is 6. Okay? I'm going to do one more example. Okay? And then I'll even do the first problem with you on your quiz. I'll do a couple. And if you're paying attention, you can write it down, and then you'll get those ones right. Because I know this is a little confusing for some people. And again, it's okay if you're confused. I know distance learning is hard. Just give it your best shot and try. Okay, so here's another one. Here we go. So I have 2 times 2x plus 9 plus 10x. And on the other side, I have all equal to 158. Okay, so if you want to pause this right now and see if you can figure this one out on your own, and then press play and you can watch me go through it, and hopefully we're doing the same stuff. Okay, so in this case, I mean, you could divide the 2 out on both sides. I'm not going to do that though, just for the sake of doing the same steps every time, because this way you'll always get it right. Okay, if you want to do it that way, you're welcome to, if you know what you're doing. If you don't, here we go. So first thing are what's in my parentheses, as simple as they can possibly be. Yes, I can't combine my 2x or my 9 together. This stays how it is. I do have this 2 in front of them though. So if my parentheses are as simple as they can be, the next thing I'm going to do is distribute, okay? So that means I'm going to take this times this and this times this. So 2 times 2x is going to give me 4x, and 2 times 9 is going to give me 18, okay? So now I'm going to rewrite it again. So instead of this whole big mess right here, I now have, let me switch colors for you, I have 4x plus 18, and then that 10x on the end there, hasn't changed, and it's still there, so we're going to keep them there. plus 10x is equal to 158, okay? So the next step, now that our parentheses are gone, is we have a problem that's very similar to the first one we did. We're going to combine our like terms together. So I have x's, and then I have regular numbers. Okay, so I'm going to combine my x's together. So I have a 4x and a 10x. 4 plus 10 gives me 14x, okay? And then this, there's no other regular numbers for it to combine with on this side of the equal sign. So I'm just going to say plus 18. On the other side, I have 158 still, okay? So now I just do what I always do, which is get this letter on its own. So I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. Let's see, that will give me 14x. Can you still see it? Yes. Is equal to 158 minus 18, which is 140. Okay? And then my last step, because my 14 and my x are being multiplied, I'm going to divide them. Okay? So I'm going to divide by 14 over here, divide by 14 over here. This cancels out, and my answer is x is equal to 140 divided by 14, which is 10. Oh my gosh, you can't even see it. There it is. Okay? Sorry. My low-tech operation is getting the best of me. All right. So I will do, let's see, if you feel comfortable with this and you're like, all right, Miss Forsty, I got this, you can go ahead and close the video and go on about your day, and you can take the practice quiz as many times as you'd like. If you're still a little confused, you can stick here with me for another couple minutes. I'm gonna do problem number 1 and problem number 8 on your practice quiz. So if you just want to get some help, okay, and you're welcome to write this stuff down, so then when you're taking the quiz, you have a little bit of help, okay? So problem number 1 on your practice quiz is 3x plus 10 plus 2x equals 50, okay? This is a really easy one, just like the first equation that I talked about in this video. So if you want to take a second, pause this and go through it and see if you get the right answer, okay? All I really have to worry about is I have my 3x here, and then I have this 2x here, and then I just have this regular number, this regular 10, okay? Now I'm going to combine my x's together. 3 plus 2 gives me 5x, okay? And then this guy right here, there's nothing for him to combine with, so he just comes down, plus 10, okay? So now I have 5x plus 10 equals 50. Okay, so next thing I want to do is I want to get this, or excuse me, this letter on its own. So I'm going to subtract 10, that goes away. 5x is equal to 5 minus 10, which is 40. Okay, last step, opposite of multiplication is division. I'm going to divide those. And then I get x is equal to 40 divided by 5, which is 8. Hopefully that's the answer that you got, okay? So that's question number 1 on your practice quiz, okay? So really, again, it's just about figuring out, okay, what can I combine here? And then just doing your normal algebra like you already know how to do, okay? So I told you I'll do one more. And I'll do number 8. This one's kind of a tricky one. All right, so number 8 on your quiz looks like this. It's 6. Is that a negative? Yes, it is. Negative 2x minus 11 plus 8x equals negative 90. Yes? Yes, I wrote that right. Yay! Okay. So, like, what I would do here, all right, first, is everything in my parentheses as simple as it can be? Yes. Check. Next step. I'm going to try and get rid of these parentheses by distributing, okay? So I'm going to take this 6 and multiply it by the negative 2x and by this negative 11, okay? Remember, the symbol that's in front of that number, it belongs with it, okay? So it's not just an 11, it's a negative 11. It's not just 2x, it's a negative 2x. That's really important, okay? So I have 6 times negative 2x, which is equal to negative 12x, okay? 6 times negative 11, which will give me negative 66, okay? So now I'm going to rewrite this whole equation, and now my parentheses and all this stuff, it's gone. It's turned into these two terms, okay? So I have negative 12x minus 66. Remember this guy on the back? He's still there. He hasn't gone away, okay? So we're going to add him on the end, plus 8x. And then this is all still equal to negative 90, all right? So now I can combine like terms. I have two things that I can combine together. They are my x's, okay? So I have this negative 12 and this positive 8. So if I take negative 12 plus 8, that's going to give me a negative answer of negative 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, negative 4x, okay? So I'm going to rewrite this. So I combined these two together. Negative 12 plus positive 8 gives me negative 4, and they're x's, so I got to put that x on the end, okay? This, my negative 66, there's nothing on this side that I can combine it with, so it's just staying the same. So it's going to be minus 66, like that. And then on the other side, I still have that negative 90. So let me draw a line to kind of separate those two things. But so here's our current problem. And now we're just going to do our basic algebra, which is going to be, let's see if we have enough room on my screen. Okay, that's a little better. So I'm going to add 66 on this side and add 66 on this side, okay? Negative 90, negative 90, negative 90 plus 66 is going to give me negative 24. I had to type that one in the calculator because I needed it fast. Okay, so I'm going to have negative 4x. This is gone on the other side. If you add these together, you get negative 24, okay? You can barely see it. All right, and the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of my negative 4, which is being multiplied by dividing. So if I divide this by negative 4, divide this by negative 4, which you can't see, there it is, okay? That's a 4, all right? That goes away. My answer is x is equal to negative 24 divided by 4, which should give me positive 6. Okay, so negatives are frustrating for you. Here, let me do that. There we go. So if negatives are frustrating for you, then make sure you're using your calculator because they can kind of throw you off a little bit. And then just take each problem little by little, write it down, okay? I've told you guys this a million times, but if you're trying to do all the math in your head without writing anything down, it gets really confusing really quick. So write things down, keep track. It's an organization thing. And then again, just like all the other assignments, just do the best that you can. I get that this is a weird situation. And as long as you're giving it your best shot, I'll give you credit, okay? Hope you guys are doing well, and I'll see you later. Bye.